Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. Give me just a moment. All right. I believe we are live. Let me check one more thing just to make sure. All right. Let's see. All right. Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Georgia and interesting. Oh, let me get this earpiece out of my ear. Um, One of the interesting things is this morning when I went to take the dog for a walk, I typically pull out my phone and look and see what the temperature is, so I know what kind of jacket to wear and everything. And I pulled out my phone and I looked at the weather bug that I have, and it said it was like 52 or 54. And I thought, okay, I need a jacket. So I put on a jacket and I walk out and everything, and it's warmer than that. So I was way overdressed. I had on a heavier jacket, and come to find out it was 61 degrees. There was some kind of snafu in the thing. No wonder I was quite warm, but it's interesting. I didn't go in and take the jacket off because I wanted the pockets. So, but it was funny because it has been so cool in the mornings for it to be just a little bit warmer like that. It felt good, but it was quite the surprise. And there's a lot of times we depend on something, like I have this little app, the weather bug, to tell me what the temperature is so I know. And it wasn't correct. Go figure, right? All right. So good morning, good morning, good morning. And I am in Georgia. And for those that are not familiar with me, my name is Vicki Poole, and I am a board certified hypnotist and business transformational coach. And so I love having this group because it begins and I stream it out. But it starts in the stand up and stand out community, which is kind of like my baby. And it's been around for a little while, although it's changed a little over time. But I'm so glad every day that I have been privileged for the last at least year to year and a half to do a daily affirmation and journal prompt. And so starting April 1st, I'm going to be doing my scheduled lives Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so I'm changing it up a little bit. And I may do things the other days, it's just not scheduled. And so you can mark your calendars Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday is going to be at 3 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock. And I'm going to put a little post in the group to let you know. And this is all Eastern time because I am in Georgia. And then Wednesday and Friday will be the usual 9 a.m. Eastern. But the really cool thing is I've got an event that I'm scheduling for us to do, like a journaling party. And I had intended to get that created yesterday, and I did not. So I will be doing that sometime today. So just kind of watch for that. But then I had someone that recommended, because I've been talking about doing more group hypnosis. And so I'm actually going to be doing a little small group hypnosis for free in exchange for a testimonial. And so kind of watch, because I'm going to put something in so you can ask to be part of it. And because I'm going to keep it kind of small, I haven't decided if I want to just do 5 or 10 people, but I'm going to keep it small, and we'll do a hypnosis. And so I want to kind of send a questionnaire maybe to find out what you're working on. So I kind of have a more of an idea of what to cover in the hypnosis, but that's kind of in the designing stages right now. I'm playing with the idea, and I'm working on how I can get the people into it that really, really, really want it. And so, like I said, since it's such a small amount, I want to be able to not just say, well, the first 10 people, because there may be, I don't know. I just want to give everybody the opportunity to possibly be part of it. And it may be, if enough people want to do that, that maybe I'll do more than one, but that's what's in the works for now. So definitely keep watching, and because there's so much fun and goodness that's coming, and I'm just anticipating such amazing things. And watch as well, because I'm going to put a poll in the group to find out some particulars about what people are wanting. As far as, I have group experts that come in, and I want to make sure that I am bringing in the people that would benefit you guys. So keep watching, and definitely sign up for whatever resonates with you, because it's going to be so fun. This little tweak of what I'm doing is actually going to expand things in a more profound way. All right, so let me look and see what we got going on over here. I'm flipping between tabs to make sure I'm not ignoring anybody. So as you get here, make sure you say hello and join in the conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and share. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and share the affirmation. All right. So our affirmation for today is, my world is overflowing with synchronicities and beautiful surprises. I am open, aligned, and ready to receive the unexpected blessings life has for me. And, we talk about it all the time. What you expect, you get, right? So if you're expecting things to go bad for your day, that's exactly what's going to happen, because our subconscious mind is a delivery machine, so to speak. And if you say that this is the way it's going to be, and you truly feel it inside, then that's what's going to happen. Because if you feel inside that it's going to be a terrible day, yet you're saying, my day's going to be great, my day's going to be great, it's not doing anything, right? You have to really tap into the feeling and start adopting that as, that is who I am, right? So you can actually say this as, I am a person whose world is overflowing with synchronicities and beautiful surprises, because I am open, aligned, and ready to receive the unexpected blessings life has for me. Because, right? There's a because in there. The reason your world is overflowing with synchronicities and beautiful surprises is because you are open, aligned, and ready to receive. It doesn't just happen because you say it. No, you have to be open, and you have to really, like, I'll say a lot of times, if this feels like that is not true, and it just kind of makes you feel a little anxiety when you say it, then you need to tweak it a little bit. So if that's the case, you could change it to, my world is becoming is starting to overflow with synchronicities and beautiful surprises. Or, my world is becoming a place where it's overflowing. You just tweak it just a little so that it can feel like it's not so far away and it's believable. Because if we deep down don't believe it's a possibility, you're not getting anywhere. You're just kind of treading water, so to speak, right? And so we want to make sure that we are utilizing the affirmations to the best of our ability, because it can create such major movement in your life if you can tap into that inner knowing that, yes, whether that's what's been going on in the past is irrelevant. It's what's happening starting right now. Starting today, starting this moment, my world is beginning to be a place that is overflowing with synchronicities and beautiful surprises. Because I am open, aligned, and ready to receive the unexpected blessings life has for me. So utilize it. Put your hands on your heart, say it again with feeling, and believe it. Because as you do that, your subconscious mind is going to be searching for all the little things coming around you that prove that to be true. It's not going to see the things that don't prove it to be true. So remember that. We want to be focused. So what our 2,000 bits that we see every second is filled with synchronicities and beautiful surprises. Wouldn't it be amazing today? Just think of it. If today is Saturday and you decided to, maybe you're someone who has to work. I'm working today. So maybe you're someone who has to work, and on your way to work, you get this idea of something and you pull out your phone and you do a little voice note of what it was you just thought of. And then later in the day, you are reminded that you did this voice note that you don't even remember doing. And you look at it and you think, well, I don't know. And then you think about it and you think about it. And then when you leave work, somebody calls you and says, hey, you want to meet up for dinner? And you do. And in that dinner, they talk about whatever it was that you had in your voice note. And it's an opportunity for you to expand that. And possibly it could be a financial abundance thing, or it could be a relationship. It could be anything. But it's like picking up those little ideas, those little synchronicities, the thoughts that you have. Make sure you're noting things. And then when things kind of start falling into place, notice it. Don't just say, oh, well, that was a coincidence, because it's not. It is because you are focused on it. I mean, I'm doing it all the time with my voice notes. I mean, I think my phone is kind of tired of me because when I'm walking, when I'm doing things, it's like I'll pick up my phone and just make a note. I'll tell Siri I'm saying it low so she doesn't disturb my phone. But I will tell her, make a note. And especially when I'm in the car, I can just tell her to make a note in my notes, and I'll just talk what it is. And then when I get to where I'm going, it's there for me to see. So utilize the tools that you have to help you to create even more synchronicities and beautiful surprises in your life. All right, so now I'm going to do the journal prompt, and I know I got heavy-handed on this one, so this one's a little long. So I'll fill you in on what doesn't fall in, come into view. Okay. Okay. So our journal prompt is: make a list of the moments, big or small, when life lined up in ways you couldn't have planned. I mean, think about the synchronicity of meetings that you have. I mean, I have so many friends now, and that came from being online and joining a group, right? And then, or getting into a challenge, going to a networking event. And the thing is that one of my clients who always had a really hard time going to networking events and talking to people and everything. One of the things that I helped her with was when she goes to them now, and this would be helpful for you if you're a person that goes to networking events, or even if you're just going and meeting a group of people that you don't know, like a meetup or something. I used to do that all the time. But you can start tuning in to people's energy, people's vibration, right? So like I told her, I said, when you get to the networking event, and we had a whole bunch of stuff that we worked through prior to getting to the event in her mind, right? I said, when you get there, when you walk in the room, I said, you're going to just kind of calmly scan the room. And I said, you're going to be able to feel the energy of people when you get in there. We always do, but we don't even realize it. So if you've ever been to a place where you don't know anybody and you stand around for a minute, you might feel like, I think I want to go over to that table. It's because their energy feels kind of like yours. So if you're afraid when you get there, you're going to gravitate to people that are afraid too, are feeling the same anxiety about being there. There's people that are outgoing, and if you're an outgoing person, but you just don't know anybody, you're going to gravitate to the people with the same kind of energy you have, and there'll be a table over there. So I told her, I said, just give yourself a moment to acclimate to the space, and then just allow your inner guidance, your body, to let you know who to talk to first. And she did. And so she went and talked to that person, and she said that felt pretty good. And so then she could feel the energy of other people. She knew who to talk to. And by the time she finished, she had a friend. She was high-fiving people. She was so calm, and her energy had actually helped her to create a group of people that were so fun to be around. Because our energy and how we perceive our energy is amazing, right? So make a list of the moments, big or small, when life lined up in ways you couldn't have planned. You get a phone call, you go to a place that you'd never been before, and suddenly you meet somebody, or you're reminded of something that you want to do. There's synchronicities everywhere if you're open to seeing them. What do these synchronicities reveal about how supported you are? I mean, if we allow ourselves to really tap into the inner guidance and the God voice that we have, man, we are so supported. We know exactly who to talk to. We know exactly the next steps to do. The most of the time, what happens is sometimes those next steps are outside of our comfort zone, but that's the next step. But we avoid it, or we don't do it at all. We procrastinate on it. There's so many reasons why we don't step over that little threshold of that next step. But just notice that a lot of times the amazing synchronicities are just over that line. So what do these synchronicities reveal about how supported you are? Oh my gosh. The support that you have from your inner guidance, from your God voice, oh my gosh, it is amazing, right? How does it feel to trust that life is working with you even when the path isn't clear? Because we really don't know exactly the next steps. And that's why I say a coach is so important. And this is what I help my clients with, because it's like, as a person that's not immersed in whatever you're doing, you get an aerial view and you can say, oh, I see. This is the path that you're on. If you'll just do this tweak, then that'll send you over here. And that's where the gold is. Or you do this tweak and you go over here, and that's where this amazing opportunity is sitting, waiting on you. So it's having someone as a guide to help you see the things that a lot of times you cannot see yourself, right? I have a coach because there's so much that I can't see within me. And so, even the best athletes, even when they're at the top of their game, they still have a personal coach that works on their mindset, and a personal coach that works on their physical abilities too. Because no matter where you are in your life, no matter whether you're at a place that you feel like you have hit the pinnacle spot and you are golden, if you're not still striving and moving and learning and growing, you're not staying at the same place. You're sliding backwards, because we are energy. And if our energy is not moving in a direction that we want it to go, that we're choosing it to go, it's just being tossed around by the wind. And so the only constant in life is change. So you're not ever staying exactly where you are. Making no decision is still a decision, right? Because then that decision says, just take me wherever you want to. So We make decisions all the time. Sometimes we need a little help to see where we need to go with that. And I love doing that with people. So if that's something that you would like to have a little bit of help with, then all you have to do is I'm going to put my calendar link in the comments and you just reach out and we'll have a conversation. And I guarantee you will get at least one idea from that conversation. And then if we decide to work together, great. If we don't, that's great too. I'm only wanting to have that conversation to help you with at least one thing. And then we'll see if it's a good fit for us to work together more. All right. So I'm going to go back to the affirmation. My world is overflowing with synchronicities and beautiful surprises. I am open, aligned, and ready to receive the unexpected blessings life has for me. So put that on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, your sticky notes. Put it somewhere that today you are reminded of this overflow in your life. Because remember, if you think this and say it with feeling and that is your truth, right? And then our journal prompt. And like I say all the time, get out your journal, your notebook, write down the date, the affirmation, and the journal prompt, because you want to be able to come back and look at this later and say, oh, wow, on that day, these were the things that I thought were lining up and the synchronicities. And that's what I was feeling and seeing. But man, oh man, today I look at that and all of that has come to fruition. I've even got even more synchronicity showing up. So it gives you a little guideline to say, yes, 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 it's working, it's changing. And so, for instance, a lot of times things are such a small thing that we don't notice. And, that comes a lot of times, like when you're talking about weight, right? And so I've been playing with Christine and I are starting a program. And so we're going to be doing a drop 5 pounds in a week challenge. So I've been playing with that. And so I've been doing it for about right at a week. And so this morning I was thinking, well, I don't know. Did I drop any weight? It doesn't feel any different, but I really would like to drop about 30 pounds, right? And so when I went and weighed, because I don't typically weigh, but when I went and weighed, I had lost 4 pounds, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't feel it, right? And so that's the way it is with all the things in our life. If it's not this big poof thing, we don't notice it because it was such an incremental change. And so I want you to have the ability to notice those incremental changes that you have by doing this process. So I hope that makes a lot of sense for you. But when you write it all down, you're going to say it out loud with feeling. You don't have to have volume, but just feeling. And then you're going to set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes and just sit in silence. Now, you're not going over this over and over again in your head like a mantra, because your subconscious mind already knows because you just said it. So all you're doing is focusing on your breath, listening to your breath, counting your breath, whatever it is. A lot of times I'll just say, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And what happens most of the time for most of us is that suddenly you'll be doing that. And then you realize that you're thinking about all the things that you need to do later, or what happened yesterday, or whatever, right? You got all this chatter going on in your mind. So as soon as you notice it, you come back to focusing on your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. And then it's going to keep happening. It's just inevitable. And if you have a hard time focusing on your breath, I like to say, then you label sounds in your room or wherever you are, whatever you can hear. So like right now, I can hear some chimes from a fountain I have downstairs. I can hear a little hum from my computer. That's kind of all I can hear right now. But when you label those things, it pulls you back into the moment instead of the chatter. And as you spend that 10 to 15 minutes constantly going in and out, you're moving into the quiet space, the silence, and then you're out, you're back in. So you just keep doing that for the entire 10 to 15 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, you're going to have a much better, clearer connection with your inner guidance, with your God voice. And that's when you can answer these questions with so much insight and clarity that just as your chatter's going, no, that'll all be the conscious mind, and it's going to tell you the things that are supportive of wherever you've been and not where you are now and where you're going. We want to tap into this inside, right? Not the conscious mind and its little stuff. No, we want the inner knowing, right? So as you come out of that, when the timer goes off and you pick up your pen or your pencil to write, there's a wiring that goes between our inner guidance, our subconscious mind, our arm, our hand, and as it connects everything, your heart, and you start writing, there are things that flow out that would not have flown out otherwise. And the more you do this, the more it works, the more insightful it becomes. And so make the list. Anything big or small, the moments big or small, when life lined up in ways you couldn't have planned. And if you really tap into it, there's going to be a lot of them. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. There are a lot of them. What do these synchronicities reveal about how supported you are? What does it reveal? What's the magic there? How does it feel when you're thinking about that? And then how does it feel to trust that life is working with you even when the path isn't clear? Doesn't it give you this sense of relief that I don't have to know exactly how this works? It's like turning on a light switch. You don't have to understand all the little synchronicity things that happen from the moment you turn that light on, that from the power company and all it does to get to you. You don't have to even know, and you don't even have to care, right? You flip on the switch and it's there. And that's the way life can be. You flip on the switch of today is going to be magical. And there you go. So just tap into this and spend some time with it today. And then I would ask you, maybe one of the things that if you have I have an Apple phone. So if you have a different phone, I'm sure you have something like it. Like I have the notes. Maybe start every day getting your notes out. And then when something happens, some synchronicity, some idea that hits you, maybe you find a penny on the ground, you find $1, somebody pays for your lunch, you start accumulating all these things that happen that are gifts and synchronicities and moments. Start noting them in your notes on your phone, and you will be surprised when you get to like the end of the week or even the end of the day, and you look at all the little synchronicities that have been showing up that you most of the time don't remember, or you don't even acknowledge. But start noticing and acknowledging all the little synchronicities that are supporting you. There's gold there just in the noticing and celebrating. All right. So I hope you have a day filled with so many synchronicities. It's hard for you to keep track, because I'm telling you, that can be life if you choose it. All right. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Mwah. Love you.